All right, what's up, college football fans, quarterback fans? Welcome to another QB Spotlight video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders and his performance against Stanford last night. We're recording this, early the next morning following the game, so it's pretty fresh still. But we've been able to kind of go through the game again and break it down a bit more detail. So we're going to go through some game film, just talk about his performance in general. We won't spend too much time talking about why they lost. There's a bunch of different reasons to go over that, but we're just a big quarterback hub, so we just spend time talking about the quarterback position. If this is your first time tuning in, like I just mentioned, we're a quarterback hub. We have quarterbacks that come on, current and former quarterbacks that come on the podcast. We also have these film breakdowns. We're going to dive into some film today. Then we have quarterback previews, recaps, all that fun stuff. As long as it's related to the quarterback position, anything is fair game here. We spend most of the time in the college football quarterback position. So if that kind of interests you, please feel free to subscribe. If you are a follower or you've been a subscriber, thanks as always for watching. So with that said, let's talk Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk about the performance he had. Again, not the team's performance against Stanford, but just his performance. Because at the end of the day, he still played pretty damn good football. I know the second half was not what you wanted. The second half was obviously much slower and a lot different. Adjustments weren't made, and adjustments were made for Stanford. But still, anytime you throw for 400 yards and you have 5 passing touchdowns, it's still good enough to win the game. So there's a lot of reasons why they didn't win that. Again, we're not going to necessarily go into. But off the bat, I think it was at least the start of the game. It was almost like the exact opposite of the past few games, right? Like the start of the game, they started out really fast. The run game was going. Shedeur was using his legs. Like there wasn't much pressure on him. The offensive line did a good job. Like it was almost the opposite. And then once the second half rolls around, that's when things slow down. That's when things weren't working. That's when, there were missed opportunities. As opposed to the previous games, it was slow start, nothing's working, and then the second half is when, or the end, or like second quarter, third, fourth quarter is when things start rolling around for Colorado. So it was kind of the exact opposite this time. And we talked about this on the show that we did yesterday with David Talks Buffs, who covers Colorado, and I'm sure anyone watching this that's a Colorado fan is subscribing to his channel. If you're not, go check him out because he's great. But we talked about this yesterday, where like at some point you can't always rely on Shedeur to save you, or Shedeur to always carry the team, right? But still, 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns is carrying the team. But there has to be other contributors, of course. And regardless of what that looks like, at some point, if he's always having to make game-winning drives, at some point it's just hard to continue to do. And I mean, you score 40-something points, you should, as an offense, you're usually happy with that. But still, slow second half, not the second half they wanted, right? At the same time, though, like we talked about, still did a lot of good things. I thought it was good that he used his legs early. And you saw him use his legs throughout the game too, right? But he used his legs early. I thought that helped slow down the pass rush. The run game, of course, got going. And that's something that led to successful play action. The past few games, they haven't had success on play action, or at least the games that they really struggled in. Like Arizona State, they didn't have very much success on play action. Oregon, they didn't have success on play action. Colorado State, they didn't have success on play action. Last night, they had a lot of success on play action. So that's encouraging. That was, I think, a reason why the offense got in a good rhythm, at least early. He was 10 of 12 for 158 yards, 3 touchdowns off play action. So I think that was a benefit, and that helped keep pressure off, especially early. And they're relying on the run game. Now, the second half wasn't as much of that as the first half, but still, as far as just going through Shedeur's performance, the play action getting going definitely helped. It definitely helped keep some pressure off as well. That was a positive. Also, really, really good against the blitz. Some pretty big numbers, and the Stanford blitzed a lot. Like 55% of his dropbacks, they were blitzing. That's a high percentage. But according to PFF, Shedeur was 20 of 30 for 274 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and that 1 pick at the end. So every one of his touchdown passes came against the blitz. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do against the blitz. And they still got some pressure on him, but that wasn't all the offensive line's fault. I thought they played improved, right? And we're going to look at some film that shows this. But still, overall, Shedeur's performance, my big takeaways was the play action got going. That's where they had success early on offense, and he was still really good against the blitz. He's always been good against the blitz and against pressure. The game against Arizona State was probably the first time I saw the pressure really get to him. This previous game, or last night, they were really good against the blitz. I know the interception at the end, came falling back with a lot of people in his face and just kind of throwing it up. But if you ask any quarterback, you ask him, you heard Coach Prime say last night, like, of course, you don't want to throw that ball. Like, they know that. So there's no need to dive into that interception per se. But overall, still a good performance. I know Colorado fans probably don't even want to watch this video. But if you're a quarterback fan, I still think, what we do is try to spotlight, quarterbacks, regardless of win or lose. And so I still thought it was a good performance and some good stuff to show on film. We'll also show, I think, that the two biggest plays I want to show on film too at the very end. We have like 4 or 5 really good clips that we're going to go through of Shedeur. Then we have 2 plays at the end. There are 2 pretty big sacks on 4th downs in the middle of the field. I thought those 2, or one was a sack. I think he got the ball away, and the other one I can't remember. We'll see in a second. But I thought those are 2 pretty big plays because Stanford scored after those plays on both the drives after. So there's 14 points came after not being able to convert on those 4th downs. So I thought those 4th downs were pretty big. Again, there's a lot of reasons why Colorado lost last night. If you didn't stay up, go back and rewatch it if you're interested. But there are penalties that extended drives for Stanford. There are penalties that Colorado converted on 3rd down, but there was a penalty, so it brought back. So there's a ton of reasons why, and there's a bunch of other people that are way smarter than me going over those reasons, and Colorado media people going over those reasons why. And I'm sure David talks Buffs will go over those reasons. But again, we're just focusing on Shedeur. We're just focusing on his performance, and overall, still a really good performance despite the second half not going how you want it to go. So with that said, let's see if we can bring up some film. Let's see. I'll pull it up. Been trying to get better at doing this. Let's see if I can get it here. Again, it's broadcast footage, so I do apologize. It's not the best quality, and I have to move kind of slow just so YouTube doesn't get mad at me. But here we go. So first touchdown of the game for Shedeur. They drove down the field again, hot start. You're going to notice the safety right here. That's his read. The safety goes out to the tight end going in the flat, or the halfback going in the flat. And then you see the receiver on the top of the screen goes right behind him. That's the read. Boom. He's going there. So you're taught as a quarterback, okay, you're throwing right behind that defender. That's exactly what he does to the receiver. Boom. Right there. Good tight window. Right. Not a lot of room for error. Really good accurate throw. Great start. Just a good throw overall. Again, you're taught as a quarterback on these kind of routes where you have some type of crossing route. You have a guy going to the out, guy going to the end. Or that slant, you're taught, okay, if the backer goes or safety goes, DB goes, you throw right behind him, exactly what he does. Pretty good coverage by the corner too. Just a really good accurate throw. So let's see what play we got next. I tried to get all his touchdowns about 1. Okay, good touchdown. Okay, so here's Travis Hunter here, the touchdown. It's a zone route. I think it's 3rd and 10. It's zone here, so middle of the field's wide open. It's a good job by Shedeur just getting the ball out quick and letting Travis Hunter make a play. I think that's the perfect example. Let him make a play. Woo! That's awesome. Those are one of my favorite plays from last night. And then just has speed to keep going for the touchdown. So again, zone coverage there. He notices it. He gets the ball out early. And then we have a deep touchdown pass here. I'm sorry, we got the little picture to the left. But here, if we go back a little bit, I do want to show the beginning. Was this a touchdown pass? I think this was his 3rd touchdown pass. Let's see. So I think you kind of see, you got the up top safety to the right of the screen. He might be off. Then you have the safety that comes down. So you have one up top safety. I don't know what happened here. I think this was just a blown coverage, but good protection by the offensive line. No one gets him. I think they bring 4 there and throws a deep ball wide open. Yeah, just a blown coverage, but still accurate throw downfield. Okay, here is, I think this was the only touchdown pass of the second half, so not including overtime, right? Yeah, that's it. So this was their only touchdown pass. This was in the 4th quarter. This was a touchdown to Travis Hunter. They got one up top safety. You see the Hunter's running this little post route. You see the safety to the bottom of the screen on the outside of the left hash. He is moving towards the other side of the field. Sanders sees that. This is just a no-brainer. Good, easy read for Sanders here. We'll see what happens here. Snap of the ball. Boom. Safety is away. You have space there. He's going there all day. Good protection by the offensive line. Look at that pocket. That's actually pretty good. So again, I know it sucks that if you're a Colorado fan that you lost, and maybe I should use some Stanford content and give a shout out to their quarterback and the receiver that played great. I don't think we have anyone from Stanford that keeps up with our stuff. So with that said, great protection here. I still think there's some encouragement to take away if you're a Colorado fan. Maybe not. I apologize for making anyone mad. All right, good tough throw, good catch. Again, not a lot of room for error there. All right, last real positive play that we'll watch. This is the 5th one. This is just a go route, and you see the safety here. Like the safety is flat-footed first and foremost. flat-footed. You have the middle safety, so it's probably some type of cover 3, it looks like. But Shedeur still reading that safety we had circled. Maybe not cover 3, maybe cover 1 man under is kind of what it looks like. Yeah, we have 1 up top safety. Yeah, this is like a cover 1 robber. Okay, so that safety is kind of coming in. You got man coverage on the outside. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. But Shedeur's seeing that safety can't get over in time. Again, pretty good pocket here. Throwing the ball deep. This was before the touchdown we just watched. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great throw deep, right? Yeah, so yeah, this is definitely cover 1, little man under here. Let's see, go back with a robber. All a robber is where you have you basically have 2 safeties, but that safety kind of creeps down to take the middle of the field with the deep safety covering the back or covering the deep part of the field. So Shedeur sees that. Good protection by the offensive line, and then pushes it downfield. Really accurate throw. Great job there by Shedeur. Really good throw. All right. So let's go to 2 plays that I thought were pretty big deals. This was, I think, the first drive of the second half for Colorado, maybe the second. No, this is the first drive. This is a 4th and 2, which you can see the bottom of the screen, I believe. And this is one of the sacks that Stanford was able to score the next possession after the sack. So 4th and 2, middle of the field. I think go for it for sure, without a doubt. But you only have 5 guys protecting, and Stanford brings 6. That's the biggest thing here. So if that's the case, 6v6 means Shedeur's guy is the blitzer. So the option is, hey, maybe they should have had a back there to protect. Maybe you should have had a back there to have some type of threat of the run game. You can argue that. I listened to a Colorado podcast this morning talking about that. That was a good point. But still, it's 6v6 right here, right? But you only have 5 guys to block. So we can see 1, 2, 3, we got 4, 5, 6. So you're taught as a quarterback, when that free rusher comes, he's yours. So again, you could say we need a back there to protect him. You could say Shedeur's got to get the ball out. We don't know what the coaches are coaching them to do, but we're just kind of giving our best kind of analysis here. That's what we want to call it. And then you have a crossing route coming. You can kind of see, but we can't see if there's a DB over there. Again, this is a problem with the broadcast footage. Regardless what happens, though, pressure gets here, and that ends up being a pretty big play for Stanford, right? All right, 1 more here. It's 4th and 4, and Stanford's within, 1 touchdown? 2, yeah, I think it's 29-19, so 10 points. And this is a little bit different. Now you have 6 guys in to protect, so it's 6v5. Stanford brings 5. You notice they keep the running back in. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss one? No, you got 6v4. I apologize. 6v4. My bad. Yeah. So you have 4 guys coming in with 6 guys to protect. Pressure gets here still, depending on what your coach. Maybe you can step in the pocket. Maybe not. A little easier said than done. But regardless, a 4th and 4 that leads to a change of possession, middle of the field for Stanford. So I thought this was a big play too. Again, 2 4th down plays that you didn't convert. I thought ended up being a big play, or I thought it ended up being a big reason why Stanford's able to come back there. Again, just our random YouTube analysis so take it with a grain of salt, but still, overall, I still thought Shedeur had a really good performance. Anytime you have 5 touchdowns in the air and 400 yards passing, it's a good performance. Was really good against the blitz. Did really well against play action. This the second half, regardless what happened, adjustments didn't happen. They still had success moving the ball, like we saw there. Those 2 4th downs that you don't convert, those I think were really hurtful for Colorado. And then they had a big conversion on 3rd and something that got called back for some offensive penalty. But anyways, that's the keys, or that's kind of the breakdown, at least our thoughts on Shedeur. Still thought it was a really good game. Still thought he did exactly kind of what he needed to do, obviously. And we didn't go over the interception. I think everyone knows that ball probably shouldn't have been thrown, right? Like it's not anything we need to go over. And plus, like, for this channel, we like to kind of spotlight the good things that have happened. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, your thoughts on just the game overall, your thoughts on Shedeur's performance. Maybe not on the game overall, just for the simple fact we've kind of kept it to just the quarterback position here. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on Shedeur in the comments. And yeah, keep following us along if you like this type of stuff. Like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really does help. And we'll see y'all next time.